Hello, just got home from a very long drive and look what I got. Yeah, I hope I don't drop it. Look at that. It's a Commodore monitor. Well, the owner said that it works and I'm gonna check it out, connect it and see how things are. I really can't wait to test it.
When I was a kid, I always wanted a monitor like this. I couldn't justify the expense. My only reasons at the time were it is so cool. It has better resolution. But I already had a TV, so no way my parents will get me one. So I waited and waited until one day I drove somewhere in Hampshire called Basingstoke and found one.
Apparently it's in very good condition. I still didn't turn it on. Here there is this little compartment with different controls, saturation, brightness and so forth. For the rest, seems to be in pretty good shape. So let's test it and then let's open it up and clean it up. Oh, just plugged in and it turned on. Probably the button was pressed before. Let's wait. It's working at least. Let's turn it on. Let's dim the lights. Computer, key light off. Okay, let's turn on the Commodore 64 and see what happens. Oh, yeah, it works. Oh, that's so cool. That is really, really cool. Let's see what the controls do here. Yeah, moving. It's already centered. Everything is in place actually. Basically, it's just working like it is. Hello world. Yeah, we have a monitor, a Commodore monitor finally working here in this room. Okay, it works. Let's open it and clean it up. Let's turn it off. Yeah, apparently the power button doesn't work. Yeah, that's probably why it turned on immediately as soon as I plugged it. Okay, that needs to be fixed, and well, we'll see what other things we find. Let's turn it around. And we have these screws here, one here, and one here. And then another one here. We also have two screws here, one here, and the other one here. Okay, now we are ready to open it. Remove the cable here and we should be able to take this apart. There is a little connector here and that is for the speakers. It has been already a couple days and I got here the new switch. I ordered them from Amazon. I think these are gonna work. I don't know yet, but anyway, before I start working on it, let's discharge the CRT. It's a good measure, just in case I don't want to get a bad electric shock. So we plug basically a screwdriver and connect the cable to the chassis of the monitor. And slowly press until it touches. That basically should do it. You should hear a little pop. And if you don't, it's because the CRT has been discharged already. Also remember that before doing that, the monitor must be unplugged from the main. If you don't feel confident doing this, then don't do it. It could be very dangerous. I did some research and to change this switch we need to access this board here. And it's completely detachable. So what we need to do is just turn this around. So we have these cables here. We need to unlock this part here. By doing that, we can pull this up. Yay! Here it is. Look at that. See, when I press again, it doesn't go back. The whole thing is that now I need to replace it with this one here. So, looks like, look at that. Maybe it's perfect.
Looking at all these PCBs reminds me of our sponsor, PCBWay. Starting from just $5, you can get your PCBs delivered directly to your home using the best PCB quality on the market. Upload your designs and get your PCBs delivered. PCBWay also provides CNC, 3D printing, and they even have an open source section where you can buy the PCBs from tons of projects. PCBWay is your single destination point to get all your projects sorted. Thank you PCBWay for sponsoring this video.
The way these switches work is pretty straightforward. They have these contacts here and they go in this way, in this line. We're gonna test it now. So if I put one here, for example, there is no contact between these guys, not these ones. And right now, neither these, neither these. It's completely disconnected. Now let's press it. And now again, these ones here are completely isolated from each other, but these ones, they have connection, and these ones. So that's basically how it works. Connects this line with this line, and they are completely separated. Now what I need to do is to unscrew these ones here, but as you can see, they don't match. And this is going to be a problem because this metal part here is way bigger than the space that we have here. So I don't think it's going to fit. So I need to think about what to do. After observing this with a little bit more detail, looks like this part here is not part of the switch. Okay, that was correct. This part is not part of the switch. This is clearly designed in order to get this thing in, like that. Now, what about the other height here? This other bit, just from here directly to the top. If I'm doing this right, which I don't think so, it's 15.1. Another way of doing this is like this. It's not that precise, but hey, it's 15.1, so it must be 15.1. Now if we say take this out, can this thing get here? Let's say, like, I can glue it. I don't like the idea because I don't want to damage this part here. I want to keep everything as original as possible, so in case I need to replace it, I don't have to make that many modifications. I don't mind messing around with this one, but not with this precious original piece of plastic. Yeah, this is gonna be too short. Obviously, this isn't gonna work.
2,000 years later.
After giving it some thought, I decided to remove the old switch and 3D print an adapter for the new one. For that, I needed to take some measurements and design some parts using FreeCAD. After some trial and error, I got a piece that looked promising, so I decided to glue it and also design a tiny extension for the switch. While waiting for the glue to settle, let's clean up the case. For some reason, the connector for the speaker had some sort of glue on it. I can't tell why the previous owner did that, because I don't see anything broken inside.
Here we are. I don't think there is anything else I can do except test it. It's all glue, it's all measure, done. Let's see if it works. Just in terms of comparison, you can see the old one here. So they are basically the same height, and when I press it, they also end up having the same height. So let's see, maybe it works. I must confess, I am a little bit nervous because it has been a lot of work to build this thing. So for now, it just fit in, which is a good thing. So let's press here the Yeah, perfect. I think it works. Well, I mean, it's working. It's switching it on and off. Of course, I need to still solder in it, but yeah, I think it's a success. We'll see. Until I turn on, we don't know. Now we're ready to see if everything works. I don't want to cover the monitor yet in case I need to do some repair. Here we are, let's see if it explodes. Yay, it's working. Okay, cool, that's very cool. Okay, well, obviously we're not gonna have any image yet, but perfect. On. Well, I don't want to do it too many times. It's not good for the CRT to turn it on and off a lot, but yeah, success. I think perfect. Okay, let's put it back together and turn on.
The old Commodore corner needs to be upgraded backwards in time from an LCD monitor to a CRT. But we need to do something about this and create a proper Commodore retro corner. Now we're talking, and what's the best way to celebrate it than playing Barbarian 2? While we wait for Barbarian 2 to load, let's talk about the video input supported by this monitor. This is the PAL model of the Commodore 1084 monitor. On the rear panel, it has a CVBS input, which is a composite video signal. Many computers and video cameras supported this output, allowing you to use this monitor with various devices. The switch here selects either the CVBS signal or the LCA signal, which stands for luminance, chroma and audio. Next, we have the TTL RGB connector, designed for computers that output TTL level RGB signals, such as the IBM CGA compatible systems. This model also features a SCART or Euroconnector input, which is highly versatile. You can connect a VCR videocassette recorder, a laser disc player, TV tuner, and other devices. Currently, I have a cable running from the video output of my Commodore 64 to a SCART switch. This device allows me to connect up to 3 devices. If you are using a VCR, you need to switch the VCR mode button to adjust the picture quality. But if you're using a TV tuner, this switch should be in the off position. These 3 adjustment knobs allow you to fine-tune image height, centering, and width. Finally, on the front panel, we have additional controls for horizontal position, brightness, contrast, saturation, sharpness, and volume. The switch on the right side lets you toggle between composite video and RGB input from a computer.
Finally, here we are with the Commodore monitor. I really waited for so long to have one of these and created this Commodore corner here, which I expect to spend a lot of time
reviving many of my childhood memories and creating new ones. Thanks for watching.